Ayo, this is Cut to Finish.
The new name.
We finally have a legitimate name now. Cut to Finish with Dillon, aka Dangerous Dillon Dunn. And
I'm not.
I'll do it. And that's Nick, aka Showtime, aka Primetime, aka Go Time, Nick Silver.
Okay, maybe I should have done all this. Okay, Showtime.
Did you? Weren't you Primetime?
No, Showtime.
Oh.
I don't know where Go Time is pretty good.
Go
though.
Time, yeah.
I kind of was digging the Go Time.
Cause I mean, you ready to go, but they ain't.
Always going.
Yeah, always ready.
Always ready.
Man, I miss Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder.
Always ready.
Always ready.
That theme song's good too.
Long time since we did the last episode.
Yeah. So since we last, what did we talk about? This is episode 3. We talked about SummerSlam last time, and that was a while ago.
August.
And since then,
Beginning of October.
Yep.
And we're just not doing another episode.
hey, listen.
So we gotta play catch up.
Yep. We're gonna try and go through a lot of what happened in those weeks. First off, you said to me, I think it was a couple weeks ago, that you're gonna try and watch wrestling more.
Yeah.
And
we're
keep
doing
track
this-
of it.
We're doing this wrestling podcast, and I don't watch that much wrestling anymore. I watch the pay-per-views,
Right.
and I very rarely watch the
You watch Raw.
weekly shows.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of dawned on me, like, what kind of podcast are you doing? What kind of businesses are you running if you don't watch the product?
Right.
So I've been trying.
Yes.
But that's a lot of wrestling.
That's a lot of
And
wrestling.
I do get burnt out on too much wrestling.
That is correct.
So we're talking about Monday Night Raw. We're talking about
Tuesday NXT 2.0.
NXT 2.0. Oh, that happened.
Get it right. Yeah.
This is last time
Yeah.
we did the podcast.
2.0.
Wednesday is Dynamite.
Yep.
Thursday is Impact.
Mm-hmm.
Friday is Friday Night SmackDown and Rampage.
Yep.
Ring of Honor is in there somewhere.
And it's
I don't know when.
and like we
NWA is in there somewhere.
Yep, and like we always in New Japan.
And New Japan.
And like we said before, all of our favorite wrestlers are spread throughout the entire salad.
To look at on each show.
Yep.
And now we got the whole Forbidden Door thing going on.
Oh.
So you have shows that have storylines going from one show to another, from one promotion to another. It's a lot to keep track of.
Like
each show is at least 2 hours.
Yep. And like what happened, like just this week that just happened. Heath came back. He came back, and I'm like, he was gone. There was that whole thing where he was trying to get into Impact, and then last I checked, he wasn't there. I'm like, oh, I guess he didn't never get in. But Rhino's there, and then I find him like, on his Twitter, he's like working out, coming back. I'm like, oh, he got injured. Oh. Oh man, now I gotta catch up on Impact now.
So I've been trying to make. You've always been a lot better at it than I have been, because I have just flat out said I'm not watching Raw.
Yeah, at least I
I'm
try.
not watching SmackDown.
But even I can't catch Impact, man.
It's a lot. That's a lot of wrestling.
That's so much wrestling.
You also want to try and have a life.
Yeah, I gotta actually, like I said, on our not wrestling podcast. You don't know, what was it?
You don't know that.
You don't know that podcast. How did I forget our main podcast name? You don't know that podcast. I've stated that I'm self-employed, which basically means I'm a YouTuber. So I have to have my setup and stuff near my TV, and I have to, record a lot and edit, and I gotta fit wrestling into all that, which on Monday starts at 5.
Yeah.
So, and I gotta sit there and watch that all the way to 8.
That's a 3-hour show.
That's a 3-hour show, and it feels like I'm there for 8.
And as I stated on the same podcast, I work 40 hours a week.
Yeah, and like you said, you work at nights.
Yeah.
So
I'm at work when these shows.
yeah, so you're
I'm
basically doing a lunch break.
Yeah.
And you got to catch up on everything in that lunch break.
Exactly. So it's a struggle. So I haven't yet to have the full week of wrestling.
Right.
Where I have watched Raw. Something will usually get left out.
Yeah.
If I watch Raw, I probably won't watch. I'm usually watching like 2 shows a week. So, and you just kind of pick, and I have yet to watch Impact.
Yeah.
I want to watch Impact because there's a lot of, like we said, there's a lot of people on. There's people on every show, and there's a reason to watch Impact.
Yep. Because it's got big Cass over there.
It's got
Daniels just came back.
Christopher Daniels just came back.
Mm-hmm.
Just had a match. That was. I really wish I could have saw that actually. Christopher Daniels is one of my favorite Impact wrestlers.
Yep, same here.
So I miss
Didn't know who that dude was when I first saw him, but he kept doing all this cool stuff.
Yeah, the BME, the best moonsault ever.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that's what that's called.
We gotta, we're just so crazy about top fives. We gotta do top 5 Impact wrestlers.
Man,
I could probably give you my 5 right now. Actually, AJ Styles.
Okay, here's the problem with that. A lot of people that I'm thinking of are people that I've known from WWE that went to Impact.
Well, that's fine.
And were used, you could say arguably better in Impact.
That's fine.
So like Christian is
fine.
like up there for me.
That's fine.
I guess AJ Styles, yeah.
I'm going to AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Petey Williams, Bobby Roode, and I was gonna say Samoa Joe, but I don't think I'm gonna go Samoa Joe.
I like me some Samoa Joe over at Impact.
Okay, I don't know who that 5th person is, but I have to think.
I gotta put Shark Boy in mine too.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
Shark Boy was.
I'm not mad at that.
I don't know if I ever saw. I don't know if he's ever been seen like without his mask in Impact, obviously.
I don't think so.
But yeah, Shark Boy,
Yeah.
Samoa Joe, Christian,
I think
AJ
I like
Styles.
Samoa Joe more when he left Impact. Than most when he was in Impact.
I don't know. I miss Ernie.
Ernie?
Yeah, that's what he looked like.
Oh, from George.
Yeah, he looked like Ernie.
Yeah,
he had the
gotta explain
hairstyle.
that one. You had to explain.
Yeah,
that
he looked. He had the hair like the haircut.
Just say Ernie. I think people. I thought
Sesame Street.
Ernie. That's a deep cut.
That's what he looked like. That's what I used to call him.
Sure.
He looked like Ernie. He had the haircut.
Sure.
That man came out.
You know who I like in Impact? Matt Morgan.
Yeah, I was gonna think of the Blueprint. Yeah.
I think he might be the.
I wonder what he's doing.
I don't know. I don't think he's wrestling anymore.
I mean, he looked good doing it.
Yeah. Did you have your 5? Is that your 5?
That's pretty much it. I was thinking because now my brain's going to tag teams. It's like Beer Money, Motor City Machine Guns.
I liked America's Most Wanted too.
Yeah.
That was pre.
What's in the Super Kick people?
The Super Kick people, the Young Bucks.
Yeah, weren't they over there?
Yeah, they were Generation Me.
Thank you. That's what it was.
I'm realizing right now that I watched way more Impact than you did.
You really did.
I forgot how
You
much
told me
Impact
about
I
it.
saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Impact. When I first saw Impact, it was a very low budget, bare bones version of what it eventually became.
Right.
I think it was a lot of people just finding out about Impact. I don't want to get all hipster about it, but I knew about it. I knew about
Impact before it was cool.
Before it was cool. I knew about all them people over there.
Hey, I was getting into Impact when Hulk Hogan was hanging out.
Oh,
and Jeff Jarrett and Eric Bischoff.
Oh, you caught them. That's when he got bad.
And Gunner. Yeah, you don't know Gunner?
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah. And Aces and Eights.
Oh, God, no.
And not Barbie. Oh, that's what I was thinking of. The dude with the mask. Abyss.
Oh,
Abyss.
Yeah, Abyss was been there for a minute. So, yeah, around that time, that's when I got out of Impact because it just became a caricature of itself. Because that's when Vince Russo was doing the booking, and they were trying to compete with WWE by making it more like WWE, and it wasn't working. It was just not the right fit.
Is Vince Russo really that well known for like doing stuff like that?
All of the crazy stuff that happened in WWE during the Attitude Era, 9 times out of 10 was Vince Russo.
So Brian Pillman's got a gun.
I think that was
Oh,
Vince Russo.
okay.
Yeah. So saying all that to say,
We're gonna try and watch more wrestling.
I'm trying.
I'm also gonna try and watch more wrestling.
I think I watch on average maybe 2 shows, and it varies which shows I'm watching. So
Right.
Actually, this last week I only watched 1 show.
I just today caught up on all AEW. This past week.
You're going back. If I miss it, I miss it.
No.
Kind of my fault.
Nah, we got on demand. We got, we can record stuff now.
Yeah, and I should go back and watch it, but I'm not. And tomorrow, we're recording this on a Sunday. Tomorrow is Monday Night Raw. It is the second round of the draft. Is it the second
round?
It's the second night of the draft.
Yeah, that's what we mean.
I don't. Okay, look. Okay,
so let's try and zoom to that point.
Okay.
So, in the span of what was it, August that we last recorded, All Out happened.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best wrestling pay-per-views of all time.
I would put All Out up there with like WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
It's like one of
it was really good matches, title changes, actual surprise show-ups. Like actually, even in this era of, oh, did you hear this person's going over there?
It's hard to surprise.
It's hard to actually surprise people, and we actually got surprised on something.
Legitimately, we sat there and watched it, and we both legitimately popped when specifically Adam Cole came.
Adam Cole was the surprise.
Because Daniel Bryanson, we kind of saw.
You mean Bryan Danielson? Daniel Bryanson. Dang.
I don't think I said that right.
You morphed both of those characters into one. Bryan Danielson.
That was heavily rumored.
Yeah, we all knew.
No, everybody kind of.
It was like CM Punk, where it's like we know, but we're waiting. Like we want to see it. Yeah.
But we kind of figured he's coming.
Yeah.
So when the lights go out, when Kenny Omega's cutting his promo,
he's like, nobody's gonna beat me. Ha ha! I'm the villain. Lights cut out. Who's coming out? Come on, Bryan Danielson. Right.
And we get this. It's all
about the boom, and it shows Adam Cole's name. It's like, oh snap! What, he just left WWE? Oh man!
You don't get too many quick turnarounds anymore.
That felt like something from the '90s, like WCW, WWF, right? Where it's like, oh man, Bret Hart's leaving WWF, and he's immediately on WCW.
And Lex Luger did that famously. He and
Homegirl did that too with the title, where she threw it in the trash. Yeah.
I was gonna say Rick Rude appeared on Raw and Nitro the same night. You can't get that.
Dang. Yeah, I want someone to try and do that on a Rampage. On Rampage, you go from AEW Rampage to Friday Night SmackDown.
Oh, yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, no.
Vince doesn't let that happen.
You cut a via satellite promo on Rampage, and then you head to SmackDown that same night.
Rick Rude will forever go down in history.
Oh man.
Appear on two different shows the same night.
But yeah, All Out happened. Best wrestling pay-per-view in the past 20 years, 30 years.
Yeah.
It's been a bit.
Yeah.
It was really good, and it was worth every penny.
Yeah, I paid for that. That wasn't no free with.
Nah, that's no WWE Network. You gotta legitimately pay for a pay-per-view like that, and it was worth it.
I don't regret it.
Nope. That was one. Also, Ruby Soho showed up. Our homegirl's over there now too.
Yeah. What do you think of Ruby Soho coming in and immediately getting a title shot?
I'm fine with it.
I don't know if I am.
I mean,
I think I would have liked to seen her.
From what I've seen of that women's division,
it's weak.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people right at that level of Britt Baker yet.
It's a little weak.
So it's like, you got Penelope Ford, and you got what's the one, like the big
Nyla Rose.
Yeah, thank you, Nyla Rose and Thunder Rosa. Yeah. And it's like, yeah,
and they took some time to build up Nyla Rose. I'm sorry, Thunder Rosa and Penelope Ford.
Yeah, but like
Nyla Rose initially, when they first started, Nyla Rose looked like she was gonna be
up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm fine with that as long as they keep building up that bottom to mid line so that you can eventually have more people up there.
I don't hate their women's division, but I think there needs to be more. I think there's too many people who are not progressing upwards.
Right.
There's too many people who are there just to make certain people look good. There's too many people like that. You had Sheeta, who was the women's champion for a long time, so she's an established top competitor, but you haven't seen her for a while. Nyla Rose has always been a threat, but she's never quite gotten over that hump. I think it's because it's almost like a reverse thinking that, okay, she's big.
She's big, so she can help other people.
Well, no, she's big, and like it's obvious that she's like it's almost like China. Like China was big, like this force.
Right.
There was never a reason to believe that China wasn't gonna win the women's title and then keep it like who was gonna beat her.
Yeah.
So they didn't put the title on her.
Yeah,
too
she
much.
was just like chauffeur with DX.
Yeah, because and when she fought in the women, and when she actually was having matches, she didn't fight for the title a whole lot.
No,
because it was she was almost too good.
I think like Ivory was champion.
Yeah,
with like right to censor.
Yeah, and so China would compete here and there for women's title, and then she wouldn't lose because how
you gonna beat China?
Yeah, exactly.
How is someone like Ivory, who at that time was very like small and not threatening really, against China, who was literally slapping dudes around on the main roster?
China's an intercontinental champion.
Yep, former intercontinental champion.
How do you have her fight in the women's division
when she's already
with people who are definitely not going to compete for intercontinental?
And in an era where you really weren't trying to find capable female wrestlers.
Well, no, that at a time you did have female wrestlers.
Was that Trish Stratus at that point?
Trish came a little bit later.
Lita
was there.
Lita was there. That's what I'm thinking
but
of.
you also had Jackie and you had Ivory.
That's right, Jackie. I always forget about Jacqueline.
And you had like some actually legit women's wrestlers there at that time, but nobody was on China's level.
No.
And so that's kind of what Nyla Rose, I feel like they're kind of holding back with her because she could hold the title forever. So
I feel like she was champion at one point.
I can't remember. She competed for the championship. I don't remember her winning.
Yeah, I remember her being around that time. When she showed up, it was like, this is the next one.
Exactly. Like she was there day one, and day one everybody said, "Oh, she's gonna win the title."
So yeah, I'm fine with Ruby going up there, as long as they keep building up, like we said, like build up those people at the bottom in the midway.
I don't hate that Ruby's already fighting for the title, but I would have liked for her to work her way up to the title.
Oh, you want to see her like some jobber matches?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Let's establish Ruby.
Who she is?
Yeah.
Because we know who she is. Well, I guess here's the weird thing about AEW is kind of weird where you would think, okay, well, we need to establish, but it's like mostly people who know these people. It's like we know who Ruby is.
Right.
We know who Adam Cole is. We know who Bryan Danielson is.
Exactly.
Which is why because I don't even think Bryan Danielson's going after the title. He's just fighting Kenny Omega. Just for fun.
Well, the match at Grand Slam was for the title, though.
No.
Oh, wow.
That was just a match.
Okay. Well, then you know what? Then what I do like what AEW does is that they don't assume we're dumb and we don't know who these people are.
Adam Cole shows up and it's like, okay, you're gonna go fight Dolph Ziggler.
We have to figure out.
We need to build you up.
No
the audience doesn't know who Adam Cole is. Who? What? Huh?
Even though everybody knows to do the Adam Cole baby. And everybody knows the boom. Everybody kind of knows. Everybody pops when he shows up. But in the mind of the top people in WWE, you're not established.
Who's Keith Lee? Huh?
Yeah, Keith Lee is a prime example of that. Actually, Keith Lee, indie favorite, NXT. Like he goes to NXT, they love him.
Bask in his glory. Everyone's literally singing his theme song
after
it goes off.
He comes to the main roster. We have to establish you because nobody knows who you are. So you have to start from the bottom and work your way up. So going back to Ruby Soho.
Sorry, Mace.
Going back to Ruby Soho. I'm not saying that because she's new to the company.
She should start at the bottom.
She should start at the very bottom. But, I mean, maybe not have her compete.
Immediately for the title?
Yeah, I would have liked for somebody else to have won the
Royal Rumble, basically.
The Battle Royal, whatever. The Wild Card.
It was the Royal Rumble.
It was a card theme. It was a
that's right. It was like a card theme. Yeah.
I would have liked somebody else I would have liked to Ruby Soho not be in it.
Oh.
And then have somebody else win.
So, like a sort of like what we said about Becky Lynch, where it's like, okay, she doesn't just immediately go after the title. Yeah. She just shows up and it's like, okay.
Just so we can all say, oh, you're here.
Right.
I hate to even like compare this because I hate the way this was booked, but you could even done it the same way WWE introduced Ronda Rousey. She showed up at the end of the
Yeah.
She took away from Asuka's win.
But she still showed up.
She was there. I think if you do it the way they did Ronda Rousey's debut at the Royal Rumble, that year, but do it better, that would have been the way to introduce Ruby Soho. Like let's just say Nyla Rose.
Yeah. She wins it.
The battle royal. She's the #1 contender.
You have Nyla Rose and Britt Baker in the ring.
Yeah.
And then Ruby Soho.
Well, I wouldn't even put Britt Baker in the ring.
Oh, really?
Just let Nyla Rose just kind of be there.
Okay.
And then Ruby Soho's music hits.
Oh.
And then she kind of just stands at the top of the ramp or something and just kind of lets everybody know she's there.
Yeah, and everyone freaks out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's the end of the segment.
Okay.
So we know that she's there. She doesn't have to wrestle right away.
Right.
And now Nyla Rose can focus on the women's championship. The women's champion can focus on Nyla Rose. But in the back of your mind, Ruby Soho was there. And
so kind of
building up
a little bit like, you know, with this whole thing with Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and the Demon.
Yes.
Which we're gonna get to.
Put it in the back of everybody's minds.
Hey, I'm here, just waiting on.
And even the way the way I'm kind of describing it, I like that better than what they're doing with the Demon and Roman Reigns. Because they basically telegraphed that Finn Balor was losing that match. They had already Crown Royal before this match had even happened.
But you still got, you know, the Demon coming back, so it's like, hey, I mean, he could win. Right. Come on, it's the Demon.
And Brock Lesnar was already booked for the championship.
Even though Roman Reigns was out here like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to Crown Jewel and fight Brock Lesnar. You cool with that, Demon? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Stupid.
So yeah, All Out was cool.
Yeah.
Big E cashed in. He even said he was going to cash in that very day, which upset me because I'm sitting here, you know, even though I said I was going to try and watch all wrestling, I was like, you know, Raw, maybe I don't watch this Raw. And maybe, you know, maybe I just kind of, you know, I'm tired. I'll take a nap. I'll come back later. I look on Twitter and Big E's like, I'm going to cash in tonight. I'm sitting here going, that's a trick, right? He's not going to actually telegraph his cash in on Twitter. I'm going to take a nap. I wake up at like 8 o'clock. Not only did I find out that he became champion, on WWE's Twitter, they changed their name to Big E is WWE champion. So I'm like, you really gonna do me like that, Big E? You gonna pass me? You gonna do me personally? Like we don't even know each other because we don't, but you gonna do me like this? I've been sitting here since you was out here as Big E Langston with the chalk. And all with the clapping the chalk. I love the chalk. I loved it. I'm like, probably he was coughing up a storm as he was coming to the ring, but it was like, but I'm like, hey man, I'm here for it. And his first ever big title win. I missed it.
Wow. And of course, because I'm trying to watch wrestling, I saw it.
Oh, I was so upset.
I felt rewarded.
Yeah. That honestly, that's more on me because I should just watched it. But I'm like, they're not gonna just throw the Money in the Bank out on Raw, right? They're gonna save that. They gotta save it.
That I'm a little surprised about.
I am super surprised.
Yeah, I don't think I don't like that.
Really?
I kind of. I don't mind that he cashed in on Raw. Okay, here's what I didn't like about it. And this is a very small thing.
Okay.
I didn't like that he said
that he was gonna do it.
Cash in, and then he teased it for the entire 3 hours, and then he cashed in.
Yeah.
Because I think it would have been a much cooler.
Once again, just assume everybody's dumb. He's clearly not gonna cash in.
Yeah. It would have been so much cooler if we had got that surprise.
Especially since he was over here behaving like the Joker every time Paul Heyman came on the screen, and he's just holding his Money in the Bank, just giggling. I'm like.
And to me, that was the only time during Big E's run as Money in the Bank winner, Mr. Money in the Bank, that he even really seemed like a threat to cash in.
Right.
Because he was just walking around with that briefcase, and then he was having, and then he had his briefcase stolen. And
yeah.
He had to get it back.
He'd get it back, but
it was,
for the most part, he was just Big E.
Yeah, with the briefcase.
Right.
He was Big E with the briefcase.
Until you go backstage with Charlie. And Charlie is like smugging up to being all smug with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman goes off on her and then walks in the other direction. All of a sudden, Big E's just right next to him, just laughing. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just I feel like certain things could have been booked a little better, but I mean that.
Hey, he's champion.
WWE,
Put one on the scoreboard for us. We got another one. That makes what, 4? We got Kofi, Bianca, Bobby Lashley, and now Big E. And Sasha.
So we got 5.
Did Booker T win a world title at WWE?
He didn't win the WWE championship. He won the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, and they don't count that.
They don't count.
I see.
It's a different category.
Because that's the WCW title.
Exactly. Mark Henry also won that one.
Mm-hmm.
So that one we can only.
Hey,
count so
listen.
much.
As the man said himself, people like you don't get to be champion. People like you are there to make people like me laugh.
So stupid. So stupid.
Yeah, that happened, and that eventually led into Extreme Rules, which overall was okay. It was a decent pay-per-view.
I actually very much like Extreme Rules.
Yeah, I'll give it a solid B-.
I give it an A.
Really?
I give it an
Even
A.
including the ending part?
No. No. That's including the ending
Oh,
part.
okay.
But the ending part, the way that whole pay-per-view ended is what kept it from being an
A+.
It could have been higher. I hated so much the way it ended.
There's a couple things that made it B- for me. Overall, the matches were good. I don't think we need to get too in depth because they were all kind of like basic.
You want to run?
We can just go by them.
Okay, let's run through them
real quick.
I'll skip the Liv Morgan Carmella.
Yeah.
Pre-show.
That was a good match. It's like, what? It's Liv Morgan, Carmella. What you want? It's gonna be a good match.
Exactly.
They're both good.
It was good enough.
I thought it was good. I liked it.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
But I don't have that same confidence in Liv Morgan and Carmella. I'm not gonna watch it, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. I didn't watch it, so I got no leg to stand on.
Okay.
The show opens with a 6-man tag match. The New Day of Big E, the WWE champion. Big E, Kofi Kingston, the former WWE champion. Xavier Woods, hopefully
soon to be King of the Ring winner.
Yeah.
He better. That man's been talking about that since 2012.
I believe his Twitter is
Future King of the Ring. Hashtag Future King of the Ring.
So
He better win. I swear to God, if they don't give that man.
into existence. And they went up against Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, and Omos. I like this match very much.
It was very fun.
It was fun. It was actually a very good match. Say it was an opener.
Yeah, with the WWE champion on it.
Yeah, and it like 4 former champions on this in a 6-man tag.
Future King of the Ring, hopefully.
Almost.
And almost.
Okay, let's talk about almost for a second.
I think he's going places.
What do you think his ceiling is? You think he's future champion, future world champion?
Okay, so if we're going based off of past experience of WWE, he has everything, all the makings of a future world champion.
Okay.
Right? So it's like, I think he can do it. I think, even if you don't put that in account, I think if he can just trash talk more, then he's solid.
I think he needs to talk more.
Yeah. That's all he really needs. Because he's good in the ring.
I need to hear him talk. I don't think I've ever actually heard him talk.
He's fine on the mic. He doesn't talk a lot because, I mean, that's AJ Styles is there for that. But, yeah.
It's weird that AJ Styles is his mouthpiece. Because AJ Styles isn't really known for his promos either. I mean, he's not bad, but he's not exactly.
Which is weird because now that, you have AJ Styles there and he's talking for Omos, you get to hear AJ Styles talk more.
Yeah.
So now he's, it's like, oh, AJ Styles is good promos too.
I think Miz would be a good person for Omos. Actually.
Ooh, yeah, since he broke up with John Morrison.
Yeah.
Yep.
That kind of
Yep.
makes sense, actually.
And it fits with Miz's character.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
He's a much better talker than even AJ Styles.
Yep.
Actually, he's probably one of the best talkers
That they got.
in WWE, period. And I think you kind of still get what you're going to get out of Omos.
Yeah.
I think Omos, I hear what you're saying about track history with WWE with big guys.
Yeah. Specifically tall guys too.
Yeah, I could see him being a world champion in WWE. I think he's only a WWE guy. I don't think he's going to go to Impact and make an impact, no pun intended. I don't think he's going to go to AEW and do really well.
I mean,
because you have to actually be. They're not all about the sports entertainment over there.
that's true.
So you're gonna have to actually.
Because even like the big dudes, like even Paul White's over there in
Yeah.
AEW, and even he's still doing something.
Yeah, if you could, I think if you can work, you can get a job at those places.
Right.
If you're not a great worker, you need to have a character. You need to go to WWE. So they're working on the character part, and they're working on the wrestling part, and he's okay right now.
Yeah. We just need to see more of him by himself.
Yeah, I'm ready for almost.
I'm ready for a singles run.
I think the draft.
You think they're gonna draft him away from AJ?
I think they should.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
I think it's time. Yeah.
And let's see what Almost can do on its own. I think let's move them, or at the very least, okay, maybe leave them on the same show. But I think we need to start teasing a split.
A split up.
Yeah, I like Almost.
Well, spoilers for what happened in draft night one. They split up Kofi.
They did. No.
No, wait, no.
They
split Big E, yeah. So they basically were like, hey, you're back for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we're going to split you right back up. Because, I mean, honestly, that's probably the best way to go about it because Big E does need to kind of be by himself.
I wish I actually wanted New Day to stay back.
Really?
Together.
I would like for them to stay together, but I think if you want to give Big E, like, his own, like, his own thunder, you kind of have to have him by himself.
I just like New Day.
Yeah,
So I would've liked
yeah.
to see all
Like
three
it's actually
together.
like all three of them are friends, so it's fun seeing them interact on TV.
Exactly. So, but I do understand why he's not with them.
Right.
And I understand why.
Like they did the same thing for Kofi if he was champion. They would split him up 100%.
But they didn't.
They didn't. That's weird.
He won the championship with the other two still there.
Well, then again, I mean, we all know how that ended.
And,
So that's why they kept him with that.
So the New Day goes over Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, and Omos. I believe Big E got the pin
On AJ?
It
It was on AJ.
It was on.
No,
Was it AJ or
Bobby. Bobby, because I think Bobby hit AJ outside the ring because he speared him. That's right. He speared him.
Yeah, he hits.
He hits
Lashley with the
big ending.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he kept that name.
I think you have to at this point.
Yeah.
Next, we have a tag team match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship.
Usos.
The Street Profits.
Yep.
This match was fine.
Yep. Look at the two former tag team champions and the current tag team champions.
Yeah.
Usos. Come on.
Going to go down as being
You think?
one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
Come on now.
And it was a good match.
Yeah.
I got no beef with that. I have no other comments.
Yeah. What can you say?
Yeah. It was Usos.
What's his name? I always forget this dude's name.
Montez Ford.
Thank you. Once again, almost killed himself jumping off the top rope as he always does.
Has one of the best. It's hard to say somebody has one of the best frog splashes, not named Eddie Guerrero or Rob Van Dam. But Montez Ford has one of the best.
Because he jumps so high.
Yeah.
That man's got like helium in his boots. I don't know what's going on.
He's got to be.
He's got like video game jump height.
I think Pat McAfee said that he's estimated that he's probably about 11 feet off the ground, off the mat, and that's got to be right. He's maybe already the turnbuckle is probably about 5 feet.
6.
And if he
Yeah,
adds
5,
another
6.
He jumps another 5 in the air. That's amazing.
I'm scared every time he jumps off.
I don't know how he doesn't actually hurt his.
Yeah, like I'm like one of these points, he's gonna end up like Jeff Hardy, where Jeff Hardy can barely walk to the ring because of all those swantons he's been hitting over the years.
If Jeff Hardy has a hard time walking to the ring, it's probably because he's under the influence.
Okay, listen. All right, that was one time in Impact that we purposely got that.
I have otherwise never seen him struggle getting to the ring. The one time I remember Jeff Hardy struggling to get to the ring, he was not all that. He was lost in the sauce. All right.
I'm glad we actually saw that match. I know we need to see it because we heard about it, but we need to fully see what it looked like.
Yeah.
But yeah, Usos and Street Profits,
They did.
it was perfect.
It was good stuff. Charlotte Flair defeated Alexa Bliss for retaining her Raw Women's Championship.
And killed Lily
Um,
on live
I don't know
TV.
if I've stated this before, and by I don't know, what I mean is I have absolutely stated this before, and I'm just kind of trying to be funny. I hate Lily. I hate this gimmick. I am so glad that Charlotte just killed the doll.
How
She
you
made some very great points about the doll being more over than
how you
Alexa
gonna kill
Bliss
somebody on live TV like that?
because it's a stupid doll.
Disrespectful.
I'm good. I don't care. I'm not. That is the dumbest. That is one of the dumbest angles. One of the dumbest things WWE has ever done, and they're doing it for profit. They're doing it to sell. Because if you go to WWE shop right now, there's dolls of not only Lily but Charlie. They're trying to sell these things.
Okay,
So
but like,
the doll is more. They're trying to push the doll. First, they are successfully pushing the doll more than Alexa Bliss, and they're trying to push the doll more than Charlotte Flair.
okay, but did you not also show me a video of Kevin Steen and who was it?
Oh, Chuck Taylor.
Chuck Taylor elbow dropping a
They
hat
had a whole match
with a hat,
Yes, they did.
and people were flipping out.
Oh,
And-
there was a greatest match ever chant going on.
And let's not also gloss over the fact that in AEW you got a dude call himself Orange Cassidy.
Oh, don't bring much Cassidy.
Hey,
Don't bring Orange.
that man has the most dangerous kicks of all of wrestling.
He sure does.
Okay,
He sure does.
all I'm saying is, if we're really gonna sit here and talk about stupid stuff in wrestling, a doll isn't that far off.
Because here's the difference between Kevin Steen and Chuck Taylor pile driving a hat and
Orange Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy in general is that none of that's supposed to be taken seriously.
You know what? That's a fair point.
Alexa Bliss and what she's doing and what she's doing with Lily is being done with some sort
Okay,
of,
even if she's not supposed to be taken seriously, Charlotte's supposed to be taken seriously,
Yes.
and she's taking this whole feud seriously.
Yes.
So it does kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so and she did what I'm so glad that she took the initiative to do. She tore Lily to pieces.
But here's my issue with all of it is that they didn't even. It felt like, at least to me, I could be wrong, and I'm always happy to be wrong. It felt like they didn't even try. They just kind of made this gimmick about Alexa Bliss with Lily, and then they stuck her backstage for like 2 months. And then after that, she feuded with Eva Marie. And then immediately goes after Charlotte.
Yeah.
So it's like, wait,
Yeah.
it's like you're starting up a game at level 1, you beat the boss that's level 2, and then you fight a level 15 boss.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, hold on, I don't have the levels for this.
They definitely missed some storytelling opportunities there.
And she fought like who? Shayna Baszler,
Yeah.
who was also serious.
Yeah.
Who kind of just was like, okay, I lost,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. There's some bad storytelling.
Like they didn't.
The biggest okay, the doll thing is stupid. You take away the doll, I still hate this entire thing because the storytelling is so bad.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss didn't get a chance to really do anything.
And the pacing is bad.
And even before the doll, when she was still hanging out with Bray Wyatt, she was. Remember that Royal Rumble where she showed up? She momentarily started going evil, and everybody just like kicked her out the ring. It's like, well, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, are we supposed to be scared of her, or are we supposed to laugh at
I
her?
also need an explanation as to what is going on with Alexa Bliss. Because I feel like we're too accepting that she just has some superpowers now.
Yeah, that she didn't use, by the way.
She never did.
She never used. She didn't try to take over Charlotte's mind. She didn't try and like make her puke blood or anything crazy. I'm sorry, substance.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not blood. You can't say blood.
Motor oil, as far as I'm concerned.
Sub. I don't know what he actually was. Randy Orton was supposed to be puking up at that point, but yeah, they didn't try.
They didn't try.
And now they're
But
the
it's established that she has the ability to do that.
something, and then now it's the rumors going around is that because the doll's dead, this is supposed to be like Alexa Bliss's time to go off TV and like
That's the,
come back as normal Alexa Bliss, and it's like, well, I guess.
Still gonna need an explanation as to what happened during that time.
And are we just gonna gloss over the fact that you did indeed have superpowers? That you threw an actual fireball at somebody?
So stupid. I hate everything about Alexa Bliss's character.
So is she? This feels like a weaker version of Undertaker turning into Biker Undertaker. Are you still undead? Yeah, I just drive a motorcycle now, and I listen to Limp Bizkit.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I like them.
I mean, his gimmick is still the same because he was still undead. He was just driving a motorcycle around. So is Alexa Bliss still gonna be doing like taking over people's minds and stuff?
Maybe.
Why
I
not?
don't know. It's the storytelling is so uneven that maybe like all of that's on the table.
Which I would be fine with if they leaned into it. But you gotta, once again, you gotta go up to Charlotte Flair and be like, I am not the person you're trying to fight.
I do feel like going to Charlotte and have Charlotte be the one to break it up is was the right choice because she's already the mega heel in the women's division.
I guess.
I guess if you're gonna be the person to
get heat,
uh, tear up the doll, it should be the person you want to get the most heat to because somebody cares.
I cared.
Huh?
I cared.
Well, there you go.
But at the same time, I was kind of like, oh, okay. So we're done now, huh?
But see, there's people out there who didn't even have that feeling. Like they cared and they bought the doll. I'm assuming these people are under the age of 7.
Yeah.
So if you're not, then I apologize. But I imagine these are children
who just want a doll and want to pay $50 for a doll.
It's a child who watches wrestling, and Alexa Bliss is their favorite, and she has a doll, so I'm gonna get a doll. The doll is ugly too, by the way.
Of course, it's supposed to be like a nightmare, like I'm gonna kill you in your sleep doll.
I'm done talking about Alexa Bliss and Charlie and Lily.
So yeah, that's one of the reasons for me. That's why it was B- because it was basically the stamp on the letter that we're giving up. Yeah, the match wasn't bad. It was once again the ending was just like
I could have done without.
We're done.
All of that.
Like we're done there.
But Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte on its own.
Right. It was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Damian Priest retaining his United States Championship against Jeff Hardy
and Sheamus.
Very good match.
Match of the night to me.
Yeah, okay, I'm fine with that actually.
Yeah,
it was a very good match actually.
Yep.
Jeff Hardy looked good in that match.
Yeah, you'd be surprised that this man's been here for like a decade, over a decade.
Yeah, he hit one of the cleanest swanton bombs I've seen him hit.
And he didn't miss his whisper in the wind.
No, well, you will never let him live.
I will never live that down because I saw it live, and it was the funniest thing I ever seen.
That was a very, and Damian Priest is growing on me in such a huge way.
I told you.
Like this guy.
I told you.
Coming out of NXT, I think it's because they turned him face.
Yeah, he's actually getting a chance to talk.
I don't care about his talking.
Oh,
sorry. I don't care about. I don't need a Damian Priest promo, but I do like. I feel like you're getting more personality out of him.
Yeah.
As a face.
It's one of the chances where it's like, well, I was gonna say one of the chances where let's actually try and reestablish this guy actually works here. But then again, he wasn't in NXT that long before he got called up. Right. So you actually do have to reestablish him.
And I thought that was a mistake. I thought you needed more.
Right, like it's like, we just feel like he was wearing a leather jacket and all this leather on. He was shooting arrows into the sky. It was like, okay.
I do need them to scale down
the arrow shooting.
Arrow stuff.
You don't like the arrow shoot? I miss.
Okay, here's the only thing. Here's the one thing. This is again very minor. His entrance and all his entrance routine.
You don't like all his stuff?
The thing he does in the ring with that little head bang.
Oh, the head banging.
What is that?
That's going in tune with the song. Dun, dun, dun.
But it's not queued up with anything. Because I thought that same thing. This is going with the song.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the song that changes when he does that.
No. He's mentally, like, when he hears that point, he gets to the ring and he starts doing it.
Okay. I don't.
Now, in that part, I don't like that they changed it from him shooting it up and you saw it, like, show up on the Tron and the big Tron, and I think it was also in the ring and on the Tron on the ramp. Now he shoots it towards the turnbuckle, and you had the CGI show Damian Priest, but also, like, it's so weird because the Damian Priest is kind of like blacked out, but it's on fire, but you can kind of barely see it. So it's weird. They still got to figure all that out.
Yeah, but as far as him, like, in the ring,
oh, he's good.
I am
He's really good. Yeah. Honestly, I think he's a future WWE champion. I can feel it.
Okay.
I can see it.
You know what? I don't hate that prediction. I think that could happen.
Because he's got the size. He's athletic too.
Very much.
A lot more athletic than you would think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Yeah. I'm down.
Jeff Hardy looked good. Sheamus, I'm a Sheamus guy.
What more can we say about Sheamus
I'm a
that hasn't been
Sheamus guy,
said?
so I dug it.
It's so I feel old every time I think about Sheamus has been there for over like 5 years.
Yeah,
he's been there.
oh, well over 5.
Well
years.
over.
Yeah, he's been
Like, man, I remember when he first showed up.
Sheamus is a Hall of Famer.
That's true.
He
He really
his
is.
resume,
Yeah.
he's done
Like when he
pretty
first showed
much
up to
everything.
WWE, he was like a champion within the first 2 months.
almost immediately.
Dang.
He started off winning world titles and then started winning mid
U.S. titles and intercontinental titles and stuff.
and tag teams and stuff. And he's won everything multiple times.
Yeah.
He's a Grand Slam champion. No,
Is he?
he's got to be right. He's a former
United States
champion recently.
WWE Championship,
He's won a tag team championship.
titles.
Did he win an Intercontinental Championship?
I want to say so. Yeah.
I think so.
I think he is a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
up
the
there.
only thing- I don't think he's ever won. Has he won the Royal Rumble?
Yes.
He's a Royal Rumble.
I think he has. Yes.
Now he's never won Money in the Bank.
Yes, he has.
He did.
Cause
did
guess who
win
he
Money in the
cashed in on? I think he cashed in on Roman Reigns. I think didn't he? Yeah, he did. Cause Roman won, and then Sheamus came in to cash in, and then he immediately lost it back to Roman.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, hang on. I gotta Google. Sheamus's career.
I think he has. Yeah, he's a.
I do remember him having the briefcase.
Yep.
I now have to look up all of his accolades because I don't remember him cashing in. I'm drawing a blank at his cash in.
I remember it. I
But
remember
that.
that.
Him having the briefcase.
But yeah, so yeah, that triple threat was really good. Match of the night for me.
Yeah.
I think after that was the women's match, the women's title match. Was it?
Let's see.
I think so.
I think I lost the
right?
matches.
Or was it Edge and Seth Rollins?
I lost it because I was looking up Sheamus. And okay, I got it back. So yeah, after following the oh god, I had it and then I lost it again. I think it is Edge. You know what? Let's just talk about Edge and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that happened. That was a good match.
That was the match of the night.
Really?
That was my match of
Yeah.
the night. I
can
very
see it.
much. To me, that was like how we just said, like, the Usos are the Usos. We know what we're going to get.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair. We know what we're going to get.
Edge and Seth.
Edge and Seth Rollins are
I don't know how
two soon-to-be Edge
is a Hall of Famer. It's hard to believe, but yes, he is.
Seth Rollins is...
He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
He will be
without
a
a
Hall of
doubt.
Famer. Yeah.
He's too good.
Yeah. That match again. I don't know what I could say. I don't really have any notes. It was just
a solid Edge versus
Rollins.
Now, one thing I will say that I'm really disappointed in all those at the Extreme Rules pay-per-views that there was only one Extreme Rules match. I
feel like this match could have been.
That should have been an Extreme Rules match.
Yeah.
For all that was going on with that.
Yeah. I agree.
You had family members brought into it and all this. It's like, yeah.
He threatened to end his career.
Yep.
He said, "I'm gonna hurt you so bad. I'm gonna end your career."
Yeah.
What better way to do that than with
Extreme
a
Rules
chair
match.
or a table or a ladder or a
something?
chair?
Yeah.
You know, I said chair twice, but yeah, chairs.
Two chairs.
Two chairs.
There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with two chairs.
Yeah.
Get a third one in there.
Yeah, let's get crazy. So yeah, but I love that match. I
Yeah,
thought that was match.
it was
of the night.
really
I think
good.
the triple threat match is a close second for me.
Yeah.
But Edge and Seth, I think, really that did it for me. So yeah, I got nothing though. That was just a good match.
Solid Edge Seth Rollins match. When you think of Edge and Seth Rollins, that's a match. That's the match that you would think of. So now I think.
Oh, go ahead.
What was you about to say?
So I have the match card back up. So we did skip. There was the women's match was after Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
I'm gonna be honest. I can't remember much about that match other than the ending.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, I remember coming out of it going, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Right.
Like I didn't have a problem with it. I didn't have anything to say about it. I was just like, "Yeah, that's a solid match."
Wait a minute, Dillon.
What?
Did Seth Rollins and Edge fight at Extreme Rules? Or did we just make that whole thing up?
Didn't they?
I don't think they fought. I think they
Wait,
just made
huh?
that up. The next match after the triple threat was the women's match, and then after that is the Roman Reigns and the Demon match.
Did they not
and now
fight?
that I'm thinking about it,
They didn't
fight at Extreme
because
Rules.
Seth Rollins injured Edge.
They didn't have a match.
That's right.
We just made that up.
Oh,
you
man.
know what? And I said it was a match of the night. I look stupid. The match,
we were thinking of the SummerSlam match.
The SummerSlam match, they had a match, and that was my match of the night at SummerSlam.
That's why my brain was like, I can't believe this isn't an Extreme Rules match.
Yeah. And I was even trying to think of like the entrances, and I was like, oh yeah, and Edge did the Brood entrance.
Brood
no,
entrance.
wait, that wasn't
Right.
that wasn't at Extreme Rules.
We talked about that on episode 2. Oh,
Well, that's embarrassing.
Hey, listen.
I blame you. All right.
I blame WWE. That should have been on the card.
Oh man, they would have been matches.
Hey, guess what? It's gonna be at Crown Jewel.
But they had another match though. You know what? I'm not getting confused with SummerSlam. I'm getting with their SmackDown match.
Yeah.
Because they had a SmackDown
match.
Had,
and then that's when he.
And that was a very good
where
match.
he injured.
And that's what he actually did. Hit them with the curb stomp.
Curb stomp.
And they stretchered Edge out the ring.
Yeah, and then I was thinking, because I remember Seth Rollins being on Extreme Rules. He was talking. He was doing a promo about Edge.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's what it is.
Okay.
So we made up that whole thing about that happening at Extreme Rules.
Hey, guess what? If they were on the card, it would have been match of the night. So you're fine.
Yeah.
You're covered.
Yeah, I stand behind Seth Rollins and Edge being match of the night.
Extreme Rules.
They didn't have a match.
Right.
Extreme Rules.
Oh man.
That's how much I enjoy those two wrestling each other.
But yeah, so Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair. Oh, the ending. Homegirl came back.
Sasha Banks.
She got cleared.
She got medically cleared finally.
From what? Shut up.
Don't talk about it.
Don't talk about what she got cleared from.
All we know is
she's cool.
She was out. She couldn't get cleared.
Mm-hmm.
Bianca Belair was
and
out.
now she's cleared.
She got cleared. But Sasha didn't get cleared.
Hey.
And maybe Bianca Belair was exposed to whatever that Sasha couldn't get cleared of.
Listen.
And maybe somebody may have tested positive, and for something
might have
she
to chill for 2 weeks,
and she might have to just quarantine for a couple of weeks. We ain't gonna talk about what though.
We don't know what happened. We weren't there.
We really don't because
they won't say nothing.
Anything.
I think the only time WWE ever said anything close to COVID was when Drew McIntyre had to quarantine.
And I think
and he said it.
That's the thing. If they say that WWE does not want you to say that you have COVID, but they're going on their own and saying I have COVID.
I think that was before. That was like just before the Goldberg match.
Yeah.
And he had to be on like, hey guys, I'm not there. I have to quarantine for 2 weeks, but once I'm done with that, I'm back at it. I'm like, okay.
And see, what I don't like about that is from a responsibility aspect of it, and there's still a lot of impressionable children and adults,
especially adults.
Especially adults. When
yeah.
It comes to COVID, you need to say this person, and even from the wrestling standpoint of it, at SummerSlam, you should say Sasha Banks cannot compete because she currently is quarantined. Again, I don't.
Yeah, we don't know. This is all speculation. We're not blasting Sasha Banks. If she had it, and that's the reason why, we should know. Because honestly, I would be worried for her if she got it. And then I'd be like, well, if she got it, then yeah, Bianca Belair probably also had it. Because they were in. Yeah, she was in close proximity.
Exactly, and I believe that's the reason why she was able to get cleared. Because at first the rumor was that
neither of them was getting cleared.
Yeah, and then Bianca was cleared, but Sasha wasn't.
Right.
So that which makes me think even more so that it was COVID. But so if you from a wrestling standpoint, you say Sasha Banks cannot compete tonight.
Right.
Why? We're not going to say why. It makes no sense.
Right.
From the COVID aspect of it, Sasha Banks can't compete tonight. Why? We can't say why. Is it COVID? We're not going to say. Why can't you say? We're not going to. Why are you protecting her?
Or at least, and you want to know what's worse? They don't even like try and cover it up. They just leave it blank.
Yeah.
They don't say, well, she's injured or she got beat up on her way out the parking lot or something.
Yeah, that's a great point. They didn't even work it into like the story.
No, she's just not wrestling.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. Why not just make a story out of it? Why not just have just like before the pay per view even begins, like on a pre-show, announce that Sasha Banks was found laid out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
She's
been
facility.
rushed to a medical facility.
So,
She
but
won't be able
match,
to compete
but,
tonight.
But Bianca Belair will defend her championship tonight, and we'll find out more as the night
And
goes
guess
on.
what? That leads into what we was talking about that same night, where you could say it was Becky Lynch who did it.
Exactly. So now,
and then now at Extreme Rules, she comes back and gets revenge.
And you literally do not have to change anything in the booking from there until
you literally wrote yourself out of it.
Come on. That was so easy.
How did we come up with that literally in 5 minutes?
Just
sitting here off the cuff like, man, what if we said Becky Lynch just jumped her outside?
Yeah.
And that's why she's there.
Need, like, video footage
and the thing is, they already said like she's unable to compete. They didn't say why. So they could easily just be like, yeah, she got jumped. Yep. They could have, oh my God, they could have. They could have, like, on that Friday afterwards, they could have been like, the reason why I wasn't there is because Becky Lynch jumped me.
Yeah.
And then Becky Lynch, once again, the heel in this whole thing, could be like, yeah, so what? I'm the champion.
Yeah.
And then Bianca Belair now is like, oh, now I gotta win. I got the kind of heelish person, Sasha Banks, and the super big heel who just jumped somebody. Oh man, I gotta win now.
And it honestly, the idea that Becky Lynch took out Sasha Banks beforehand, is now you're getting that heel move that she actually it makes her more of a heel for doing that than her wearing a fluffy coat and beating Bianca Belair in 26 seconds. There's nothing heelish about those two.
Yeah, that just looks
the
silly.
Oversized sunglasses and a fluffy coat, and I beat.
She did have some oversized sunglasses.
Yeah, that's like her thing now.
Was she like a comic book villain?
I don't understand what's happening with those sunglasses. So, but you get
Oh,
now,
somebody won a big game.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Nothing in combat. So
yeah.
If you just say I beat up Sasha in the parking lot, that's your heel move.
There you go.
That's your heel turn.
It covers all avenues.
Yeah.
Of like, well, what happened to Sasha Banks? She got beat up. Why is Becky Lynch here? She beat her up.
There you go.
Why did she just sneak attack Bianca Belair? She already sneak attacked someone else outside.
That she had to win the belt.
Yeah. Yeah, she do whatever she wants to get to the title.
Sasha, she had to keep
yeah, she had to get in there somehow.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, they actually could still retcon that, but
it's too late.
Get away from it. Yeah,
the draft is happening. It's too late to retcon it now. There's no point in retconning it.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the draft too. We already almost at a minute, so let's just try and
almost at an hour. We passed a minute.
Past a minute.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah. So that happened.
So yeah, but Sasha came back.
Hey, guess what? She's gonna challenge for the title.
Oh, look at the match time for Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. So at SummerSlam, their match was 26 seconds.
Okay.
This match was 17 minutes and 26 seconds.
Oh.
So they added a full even 17 minutes to their previous.
Dang, that's a whole sitcom episode.
Yeah, that's kind of funny that they still landed on 26 seconds.
That's funny.
All right, then to close the night,
Roman
Reigns
versus the Demon. And can I just say, as a small note that I didn't even pick up on because I was kind of half in and out watching the pay-per-view. I didn't know that when they was fighting in the stands that Roman put on a mask to fight in the stands. I was like, God, that's so good.
That is actually my favorite part of that match.
Oh.
He throws the Demon into the crowd.
Right.
Before he even goes into the crowd,
he gets
puts his hand out for Paul Heyman to give him something. He pulls out a mask.
Yep.
He puts his mask on.
And it continues to beat him up in the stands.
I love that for two reasons. One, it's responsible.
And he is, he does.
He has leukemia.
Right.
He's in remission.
He may be in remission, but still.
Yeah.
Safe than sorry.
Exactly. He does not need to be out there. With
Right.
And so from that point, love it.
Right.
Because I'm all about safety, and in these times, I work in a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I see firsthand.
Yep.
I know people.
We've heard people have unfortunately passed due to COVID.
Unfortunately.
So smart.
It's very smart. So I love it. I love it for that reason. Also, Pat McAfee really put like a fine point on it. He said Roman Reigns doesn't want to breathe.
Right.
I'm like,
that's
and
good.
He just looked like a badass with the mask
Yep.
on. And I'm like, this is.
He looks like old Shield Roman.
He did. And so it just fit his character.
Yeah.
So.
It's like, I'm the tribal chief. I don't need to breathe the air of the common folk.
Exactly.
I'm out here. Y'all got to breathe my air. I'm going, man, I ain't got to deal with all this.
Exactly.
It was perfect.
And then when they came back to the fighting in the regular area, they're supposed to fight, took the mask off.
Took it off.
I want to see more of this. I want other people to put on a mask when they go into the crowd.
Did they even bring up the whole reason why he put on the mask?
No.
I don't think they did.
No.
Yeah,
He just
didn't want to bring the same air.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of a dumb thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but if you're, from a wrestling standpoint, if we're thinking like a wrestling fan, yeah, sick. I love it.
Yeah,
Is it?
I see what you did, Pat McAfee.
Yeah, Pat McAfee is selling everything for everybody.
I love me some Pat McAfee. I did that first.
You didn't. I didn't even know who he was until he was feuding with Adam Cole.
That's just one that I didn't like. I still don't understand how he's Adam Cole, one of the best in the business right now.
Feud with Pat McAfee.
Punter in the NFL. And they're going one-on-one.
Hey, I love every time you bring that up. You put so much disdain on the word punter. This man was a punter.
He was a punter. He wasn't a receiver. He wasn't
quarterback.
He wasn't a linebacker. He was
quarterback. He was a punter.
Punter.
Dang, you didn't even give him like a field goal kicker. He's just a punter.
He was a punter.
Dang, that's cold.
They probably didn't even need him for some games.
Dang, that's cold. I mean, you got a kickoff.
You get the kicker for that.
That's not the same guy?
That's two different jobs.
Oh, that's too much money.
Yeah.
You can't pay two different people to do the same job.
One guy is specialized in kicking field goals and kickoffs, and one guy specializes in punting. Pat McAfee.
Isn't a kickoff the same as a punt?
No.
Dang.
So Pat McAfee was.
That man got paid top dollar.
He got paid.
Okay, well.
I don't know about top dollar because he played on the same team like Peyton Manning.
Oh, okay. So he probably wasn't getting all that paper.
Yeah, Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning was like, hey. Peyton Manning was like, hey, y'all want to go something to eat? I'm buying.
Yeah,
you better be buying. So yeah, Demon.
Overall, pretty good match, but we gotta talk about.
So looking back on it, and based on how everyone is acting, I think it was a botch. I think the ring rope snapping felt like a botch.
I don't think it was a botch.
You don't think so?
I think that was a work.
You think that was on purpose?
Yeah, I think it was.
Because I was thinking, if that's on purpose, someone backstage needs to get fired.
I think that was a worked spot. I think that was a spot.
There's no way.
Said that we need to find a way for the Demon to win in a way.
You mean lose?
That we find a way for the Demon to lose in a way where he doesn't look that bad. I mean, he's going to look bad, but he's not going to look that bad.
He looks.
This is going to be the Demon's first loss.
It looked so stupid.
It did, and here's the reason why I say it had to have been a spot, a gimmick spot, because if you look at the way the Demon is going up to the top rope to do the
Coup de grace.
Coup de grace, thank you. He's anticipating for that rope to break the entire time.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
He doesn't know when it's coming, but he knows it's coming. So he's taking his time because usually when he does it,
he's just up there.
He just goes up there. He jumps. He comes down. He's up there and he's just waiting for it to break so he can get ready to fall.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta rewatch that. It was absolutely gimmick.
And we know what's even worse. Before that, they had a portion where he's basically dead, and then his music starts playing.
Yeah, the heartbeat.
And
that one to me.
And I'm sitting there going, wait, hold on. They're not gonna do all this extra stuff just for him to lose. Is he gonna win now?
That's a great point. I don't know why you do all that just and still have him lose.
Are y'all really trying to be like, yo, Roman Reigns is so good, he beat the Demon twice in one match?
I don't understand the reasoning for having the Demon
revive himself.
Because again, we're on to this supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
I thought we were done with the Undertaker. I don't feel like we needed to do more than what the Undertaker.
I feel like they're desperately trying to grab somebody else who's kind of like an Undertaker, who's supernatural and can do like supernatural stuff.
I agree.
You got the Demon and you had Alexa Bliss.
I agree with that.
And you technically had Bray Wyatt, but he's gone now, so.
Yeah, he was doing. I don't understand why Bray Wyatt was doing that because Bray Wyatt was a cult leader.
Yeah, he was just he was just a weird dude.
Also. So I don't understand where all of this.
Yeah, the rope breaking was just like, ugh.
The rope break. I like every match on this card. I even like the Roman Reigns and Demon match. I just did not.
I would have been fine if Roman just speared him 5 times and just beat him.
Yes, I don't think that makes the Demon look bad.
No, Roman Reigns has been destroying people since he came back from leukemia.
Yeah, have him kick out of several finishers, and have him like I don't know. It was an Extreme Rules match.
Yeah.
So get the Usos can just have a super kick party.
Yeah, like they were doing.
Yeah, and then you just have him lose clean-ish.
Right.
You know?
Well, that's the whole point of Extreme Rules to me. At least from a writer standpoint, it's like no matter what happens, it's an Extreme Rules match.
Yeah.
You know, you could lose. Anybody could lose an Extreme Rules match.
Exactly.
Brock Lesnar could lose to
James Ellsworth.
Charlie Caruso from backstage in an Extreme Rules match. It don't matter.
Right. You can kind of bail.
Yeah. You could say the Demon. Then at that point, you could say, well, the Demon's never lost a straightforward singles match. There you go.
Yeah.
You literally write yourself out of it.
He couldn't lose unless there was some other shenanigans.
Right.
That kept
And there was some big shenanigans on that one.
Very much so. So, and no Brock Lesnar.
Nah.
I was kind of surprised by that.
I am also surprised. But then again, he showed up later that week. So.
Yeah, I mean, we still got Brock Lesnar later on.
Yeah, so leading into the draft, I don't know if you have all the draft picks that have been picked yet.
I had it. Do I still have it?
I know. Okay, so Roman Reigns, obviously. Roman Reigns is still on SmackDown.
Yes, they did that whole thing.
Yeah, Big E is still. Yeah,
they
champions are pretty much. Well, they did say Charlotte's.
Oh my God, these dogs.
Yeah, these dogs are. Yeah, I don't think they feel the same way about the Demon.
Everybody wants to chime in.
Uh-huh. Anyway, yeah, so Charlotte is on SmackDown,
Yes.
but Becky Lynch is still on SmackDown. So obviously, you know, Becky Lynch is probably going to get put over to Raw, which, I mean, who is she going to fight?
I was kind of wondering about that because I assumed before the draft even started that they're going to do their typical thing of they're going to keep the champions on. The top 2 picks were going to be the champions, the world champions. Which is exactly what happened.
Right.
I assumed the next 2 picks were going to be the women's champions.
Right.
And I thought either they're going to swap them, because that's usually the move. They'll swap them or they'll keep them on their shows.
Right.
So they swapped
Charlotte.
And Becky didn't get drafted at all.
Not yet.
So
and they even said, they did that whole thing on Twitter where they did like a video where it says, if you don't get drafted on both nights, you're a free agent. And Brock Lesnar was like, hey, I'm a free agent now, which means I can do whatever I want. So I'm like, you know what?
How does he become a free agent if he doesn't get drafted on
SmackDown?
One?
Yeah. I think they should probably wait until after Raw, but you know, that's fine. Also,
a little bit.
So if you don't get drafted, does that mean you're not getting paid?
Now, okay.
Because what does free agent mean? That means you're not getting paid.
Here's an issue I have with the draft as a whole. I watch a lot of sports. I watch a lot of drafts.
Yes.
This draft that they're doing
is not
at all what a draft normally is.
Okay, here's my actual problem. Why are y'all saying so-and-so got SmackDown has picked or Raw has picked? Y'all the ones doing the picking.
Yeah.
And y'all on both shows. Both, what's his name? Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. Yeah. Are on both shows. They're not fighting against each other. It's not like we have Ric Flair and Eric Bischoff over here.
I miss that though. I do miss.
I miss it too. And it actually added more to the draft because it was like, okay, they're actually picking.
I think the week before the draft, the 1 week before the draft, or you should have a week. Okay, so the draft was this past Friday. So I think the previous week's Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Every WWE superstar should be a free agent at that point.
Oh.
Whatever
Everyone's
show you're
clean.
on, yeah, whatever show you're on, you're not on that show.
Okay.
So Raw and SmackDown that week are super shows basically.
I see.
And I guess I guess you have to start at that SmackDown.
Yeah.
And then it continues on that Raw, and then that upcoming
SmackDown is night one
of the draft.
Yeah.
So that because if you're already on a show and you get drafted to like Roman Reigns was the first
one to get
Raw.
picked, yeah.
He was on SmackDown.
Yep.
He gets drafted to SmackDown.
Yep.
That's not a thing that happens in sports.
No.
Kobe Bryant didn't get drafted to the Lakers 17 years after he played for the Lakers. You get drafted once. You don't.
Yeah.
That's just not how.
It's not like all of a sudden like Roman Reigns is like, okay, maybe I should like talk with, whoever, like let's say the general manager of SmackDown, like you can keep me, but you gonna have to pay. You gotta give me some provisions here.
Yeah, exactly.
I
think everybody should draft pool, and we can just draft whoever we want.
Are you gonna say like there's like specific amount of money that each wrestler is owed when they get drafted? Like everyone has like Roman Reigns is like a top billing.
That's a thing too.
Yeah.
Draft slot. So
yeah.
First overall draft pick, first pick gets more money than the second round pick and the fifth round pick.
And so you wait until like that last round pick for Roman Reigns, hoping you get an easy grab.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe you don't draft Roman Reigns in the first round because he's cheaper. Maybe
you hope that Raw doesn't.
You get on the phone with Raw, you have a little conversation like, "Hey, let's do each other a favor." Nobody takes Roman Reigns in the first three rounds.
Yeah.
Let's get him at a cheaper price. Okay, we're getting way too deep into
the talk now. But yeah, the draft is happening.
Okay, I do have the draft results. Roman Reigns went to SmackDown. Big E to Raw. Charlotte Flair.
It's on SmackDown.
Went to SmackDown. Bianca Belair was the second woman drafted. She was drafted ahead of Becky Lynch.
And she got drafted to Raw.
Here's the thing. Okay, this is the point. This is a question I wanted to ask. Do you think Becky Lynch is going to lose her championship now?
That's a good point. Okay, now that you brought that up, I remember I had that very same thought where I'm like, hold on, if Bianca's getting drafted over to Raw, but Becky didn't get drafted, and all these don't take effect until after Crown Jewel, Bianca's going to win.
Right.
And you know what? That's probably what's going to happen because the only person I think they could probably have Bianca fight over at Raw right now is Shayna Baszler.
Well, Asuka could be coming back at some point.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Asuka's been out with an injury for a
while. Oh, yeah, that's right. So yeah, Asuka could come back too.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. Yeah. Everyone else is tag team wrestling.
Yeah, not a whole lot happening there.
Sorry, Rhea Ripley.
That was all first round, which I don't know how you have 4 picks in the first round. Anyway,
whatever. It's WWE.
Second round, Drew McIntyre
over to SmackDown, which we kind of said that that's where he was going to go.
That makes sense to me.
Because you need someone to fight Roman Reigns.
He ran his course in Raw.
Oh yeah, they did the whole thing where he couldn't go for the title anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Him going to
Raw, SmackDown.
To fight Roman Reigns.
Yep.
I'm actually kind of excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm cool with that.
I'm ready.
Bro, as a tag team,
still on Raw.
Are going to stay at Raw.
Yep.
They were not split up. Good for them.
Yeah.
New Day.
All Kofi and Xavier on over to SmackDown, so they can fight the Usos again.
Oh God, we're gonna get more Usos.
More Usos and New Day. I'm down.
I've never seen a bad Usos versus New Day match.
I don't think it exists.
Let's do it. We already discussed the whole thing about them splitting up Big E, so I won't even get into it.
Yeah.
Edge going to Raw. I
Yep.
don't like that.
Huh?
I don't like that.
Oh, you don't?
Because Edge is a SmackDown guy. The SmackDown 6, that was
yeah.
Edge
and he even said on Friday he's the only one still there who was from the first episode of SmackDown. That's weird. Even The Rock isn't there, and it's named after his catchphrase.
If he hadn't said that,
I wouldn't even thought of it. I'm like, oh shoot, he really was there.
But what about Jeff Hardy? Was Jeff Hardy not on the first episode?
I guess not.
Wow, that's amazing actually.
Dang.
But yeah, when I think of SmackDown, I think of Edge.
But then again, when you think of Raw, you think of the live sex show with Edge and Lita.
He has, you know what?
So
Yeah,
he staked his claim on Raw too.
He has his history on Raw. Also. I forgot
So
about that.
it's
Okay.
either show is his really.
Yeah. I just always think about the SmackDown 6.
That's
Edge,
true.
Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, Eddie and Chavo Guerrero, and Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Who it is unfortunate that we don't
Can't talk about that last one. Can't talk about him.
But he was very much a part of the SmackDown. He's the reason why people prefer SmackDown over Raw.
Yeah. He was super good.
Yeah. But we won't talk about that. Round 3. Okay, again, talking about like actual draft. You talk about draft value.
Yeah.
This one, I feel like third round is pretty high. Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss.
Oh yeah.
Third round picks for
Third round pick.
That's
Oh, wait till you get later, nigga. There's gonna be a specific one in there that I know you didn't see.
It's rough. Also in the third round, actually the very next pick, Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH, or as you like to call her,
Nikki Nash. I'm sorry, Nash.
Nash.
Yep. That's Nash.
A pretty decent acronym, but
Yeah. Call her Nash.
yeah, Nash. Oh boy.
They moving over to Raw, right?
They're on Raw, but I mean they're SmackDown, or
They're the women's tag team champions,
so
and
they'll be floating.
yeah.
Back and forth to show
So that's
if
kind
they
of
were to lose their championship.
yeah. That's kind of
Raw.
yeah.
Or if they split up their home base would be Raw.
Right.
Also in the third round, Hit Row
Mm-hmm.
going to SmackDown.
Yo, boys over to SmackDown and Homegirl. I cannot believe they got called up already.
I do not like Hit Row. I'm not going to go into why because we're already like deep into this.
Yeah, we're pushing.
Yeah, it's an hour 16. I'm going to. Okay, we're going to do another episode.
Yep.
We're going to shoot for 2 weeks from today.
Right.
I want to talk about the reasons the issues I have with Hit Row.
Okay.
I have some very big issues with them.
You don't like Top Dollar?
I don't even know which one that is.
I think that's the big dude.
Okay. I need to see.
Swerve's in that.
Swerve is in there.
Yeah.
Swerve.
Top-
Fam.
Sure. Top Dollar.
Top Dollar.
Get it right.
I don't know the other person's name.
I have no clue.
Okay.
I saw them once before NXT 2.0.
I saw them on NXT 2.0.
Oh, I saw them before NXT 2.0.
I hated them.
I sat here thinking, I'm not sure where this fluctuates on the chart. you know what I'm talking about?
Exactly
Where it's like,
That's kind of the issue that I have.
I feel a little uncomfortable, you know,
Yeah.
just a little bit.
But okay, I promise to talk. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully get to that 2 weeks from
I
now.
promise to talk about Hit Row and issues I have with Hit Row. Keith Lee.
Keith Bearcat Lee
is staying on.
staying on Raw.
I got nothing to say.
He's probably gonna fight Edge.
I don't know how I feel about that. Because I like Edge.
Yeah.
I like Keith Lee.
Yep.
That should be a good match.
Yep.
What's the story gonna be? That's what scares me. The build.
I think maybe Keith just goes out here. Man, I'm sick of all these old people. Like every other story.
He's a heel now.
Yeah.
The build to that match is what scared me.
He's just gonna say, I'm sick of all these old people getting my spot.
Oh boy.
Because you know that's where they're gonna go.
Spot? He barely has a job.
Listen,
On the main
it's
roster.
his spot, okay? It's what everyone says about part timers that they jack my spot.
All right. Round 4. Naomi, who was already on SmackDown, is gonna stay on SmackDown.
Please let her go to Bloodline.
We need Naomi.
We need heel Naomi.
I saw something recently about somebody talking about the Bloodline, and their proposal is you got the Usos, you got Roman, Naomi, also Tamina and Nia Jax.
Yes.
They are. I mean, you're kind of pushing it a little bit.
Why not?
Because Naomi isn't blood,
But she's
married.
she's married to Blood.
Tamina
Is
Snuka
Blood.
family are not blood, but they are. I think they're
blood brother, like they're blood.
I think they're related by marriage. I think the Snukas and the Anawais are related by marriage. And then to me,
Nia Jax.
She's what the Rock. What was the Rock's family? Mayavias. Mayavias, I believe, are blood brothers. Or maybe I have it backwards. I think the Mayavias and the Anawais are related by marriage, and the Snukas and Anawais are blood brothers.
Okay.
Something like that.
Anyway,
they're not bloodline.
Right.
They're all family.
Right. And if you were gonna make a mafia sort of family, you would, you need the marriage family in there.
Yeah. Your family.
Yeah.
So you're part of your me.
And like on that night, Roman did say, if the Usos aren't drafted to SmackDown, leave Paul Heyman dead on Raw. Yo, just have him get. As soon as he gets in the car, have Jimmy in the front, Jay in the back. Hey, listen, it ain't working out. Roll up the window, drive off, and you don't ever see Paul Heyman again.
I love mafia movies like The Godfather, Goodfellas, and Casino, and there's a scene like that in all of those movies. In Casino, was it Casino? No, Goodfellas. In Goodfellas, Joe Pesci's character walks into an empty room because he believes he's gonna get made into he's a made man.
Right.
So he's gonna get made. He's gonna become his own. He's about to be the boss. They got this whole ceremony he's supposed to do. He walks into a room. The room is empty, and there's plastic on the floor. And as soon as he realizes what's actually about to happen, boom, it's over.
Dang.
You have time to react.
Dang.
So I feel like if Paul Heyman does not get the Usos to stay on drafted to SmackDown, he's gonna walk into an empty room.
He's gonna walk. He's gonna walk into the Roman Reigns room where he thinks he's cool. He's gonna try and explain to Roman Reigns, "Hey, we good, it's fine," and then it's just that door's gonna close, and that's it.
Yeah, and Roman's gonna walk out the room.
Oh, he's gonna take off his glove and give it to Jay and be like, "Deal with that," and just walk away.
Yeah. Don't close that door behind him. The cameraman's gonna go with them.
Oh.
You might hear some screams for a little bit, and then you might hear what sound like some super kicks going on.
Yeah, you gonna hear something.
Yeah, man, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. If you do,
I mean, let's be honest. They're not gonna they're probably gonna be like, well, you see what happened was Paul Heyman's in a medical facility until the near future.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, but realistically, if we're talking like Roman Reigns bloodline mafia nonsense, have him go into a car, have someone sit in the back who's supposed to be his replacement, roll up the window, drive off.
That happens in the Godfather.
Yep, that's where I got it from.
Yeah. The last round, the fourth round. Okay, we mentioned Naomi.
Yep.
Ray and Dominic Mysterio. I thought they would split them up.
I think that's happening soon.
Yeah, I thought.
Because I think like someone said that Dominic has a mask ready for him.
Yeah, he said in an interview when he was first starting to debut and everything that he has a mask and he already has his name.
Yeah.
So
he's ready.
He's ready.
They just gotta
get
a story. Yeah.
So
they gotta get a story ready.
Yeah, I thought they would have split them up. I'm surprised that they're still together.
But it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen
just before Survivor Series so that he can fight his son.
I don't want to see them fight each other.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
It is gonna happen, but I don't want to see.
You think Dominic's gonna go over? He has to, right?
He has to.
You
can't
have Ray beating Dominic in year 2022.
Yeah, and you can't, and especially if you're trying to establish
Dominic,
because now you do have to establish Dominic because we don't know him.
We don't know him from anything else.
He
was a kid in the match.
There you go.
That's all we know.
Yeah, so that's all his history.
That's all he got.
The custody papers on a pole match or whatever. Whatever that match.
Oh, Jesus.
So you have to. Okay, we gotta wrap this up pretty soon. Now I'm starting to hear weird noises outside.
Okay, shoot.
So yeah, Dominic Mysterio, he has to go over if they do feud.
Yeah, I mean, that has to be his first feud.
Yeah,
So
personally, I would have liked for them not to feud.
I mean, you have to.
But yeah, I guess you have to. Well, I thought the first feud was going to get with Dominic Mysterio was going to be Buddy Murphy, and
well,
apparently we didn't.
Well, maybe in the next promotion.
Yeah, maybe so. Wow, we're already firing Dominic Mysterio.
Listen, okay, if they got rid of Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman,
initially they got rid of Samoa Joe too.
Yeah, they sure did.
If you're talking about firing Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt,
yep,
and Ruby Riott, then you know what?
Yeah, Dominic.
Who aren't you getting rid of?
Like they got rid of Rey Mysterio too.
They did
at one point.
Well, I think he left.
Oh,
they
okay.
wanted to bring him back, but he
was rough.
Like, why?
Yeah.
You're not doing anything with me, so I'm just gonna go. And he kind of rebuilt himself.
He lost some weight.
Yeah.
You know.
Got
really great shape.
And he came back to be a mid-carder. So, welcome back, Rey Mysterio.
And he was a tag champion with his son. That's something.
That's about it.
That's something. It's better than nothing.
He didn't get booed at Royal Rumble.
That also happened.
Yep. The last pick in the 4th round for SmackDown, Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
So that's good for him.
Yeah. Stop getting beat up by Karrion Kross.
And the last pick of the night for Raw was that's gonna be Austin Theory.
Yeah. So
Theory
that's not Slapjack.
That's not Slapjack.
That's Shane Thorne, I think I'm thinking of.
Wait, what?
That's Slapjack? Isn't Slapjack Shane Thorne? Am I thinking of somebody different?
I have no idea
who
Slapjack is.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I thought wasn't that Dragunov?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know who these people are.
Anyway,
but
Austin Theory going to Raw.
Is leaving the way.
Yeah.
So the kid's grown up.
Well,
are you surprised that Austin Theory got caught up for Johnny Gargano?
No. Not at all. I am thrilled.
Good for him, but I very much liked him with the way.
That's true. He was
little weird family
they
have with Index and and Chancellor Ray and there's like these weird parents to him now.
Oh.
And he's not the brightest bulb.
But he's funny.
He's hilarious.
Wasn't he feuding with Dexter Lumis before then?
Yeah.
So yeah, he was like putting him in trunks.
Yeah. Oh no, he was putting he's putting Roger Strong in trunks.
Oh, that's right. It was Roger Strong. That's right.
And Roger Strong had a fear of trunks.
That was back when the Undisputed Era was a thing.
Yeah. That's
boom.
That was sadness. We're at an hour. 30,
almost 30.
Almost an hour 30.
So yeah, all that happened, but also as we cut off here, don't forget, Goldberg said that if Bobby Lashley is lucky, he might just kill him.
We out here threatening people's lives now.
That was one of apparently 4 different murder different times where someone admitted to just flat out murdering somebody.
In very quick succession of each other.
In 1 week. Goldberg
told Bobby Lashley,
if you're lucky, I might just kill you.
I might murder you.
Yeah. If you're lucky.
Arn Anderson told a very vivid story of what would happen if he was in a car jam.
So I'm just going to pull the Glock out and pop him.
The Glock, point it to his forehead, and spill his brains
all over concrete. And the fans went nuts, and I went nuts, and all of a sudden, Arn Anderson became my number 2 pick of favorite wrestlers of all time.
Arn Anderson is that dude.
This man just out of the blue. And that was a segment where he was like, I'm not going to help you anymore, Cody.
He's Arn. Actually, the best thing he said in that, I'm Arn Anderson, and all that implies. Arn Anderson, don't get it twisted. One of the greatest of all times.
Mm-hmm.
Original 4 Horsemen.
Yep.
The enforcer of the 4 Horsemen.
Yep.
He's that dude.
Yeah.
Already.
Which means the fact that he said that on live TV is like, Arn Anderson, there isn't any real statute of limitations on murder.
Yeah.
So you just coming out being like, yo, if
he didn't say
he didn't say he did it. He didn't pull a what's it called?
If
OJ. He didn't say, what would happen if I did do it, but I didn't do it. But if, let's say I did.
He definitely implied.
Listen, if
were
someone
to-
tried to carjack me, listen, I'm strapped.
It will be the last mistake.
It's over. And then, like we said with Roman Reigns, where he said leave Paul Heyman dead on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
We don't know what you told me there was another one that.
Oh, Edge, when Seth Rollins broke into I can't even say broke into his house, but just walked.
Oh
into his
yeah,
house.
why'd they leave the door open?
There was nobody home. Y'all just leave y'all doors open.
And also, Seth Rollins tweeted later on Twitter where he put a gif of Dave Chappelle of F Your Couch.
Oh, he did. He did have an F couch.
He really did. He just walked into that man's house, ate an apple, didn't throw it away. By the way, he just threw it on the floor.
Yeah.
Used up his electricity.
There was a lot of disrespectful things.
He
Like,
drank
thing,
from the thing.
That was my biggest issue. He just took this man's orange juice, backwashed all in it.
In a time of day where in a time of era where we are trying to keep each other from getting sick,
Yes.
you just gonna drink his OJ like that?
Get you a cup and put the cup in the sink after you done with
And
it.
he didn't even wash the apple before he bit it.
He sure didn't. I kind of have an issue with that too.
I'm like, hold on, you're not gonna rinse it? You're not even gonna check?
You just gonna assume that it was already rinsed?
At least get a banana. You don't have to rinse a banana.
So, yeah, there was some issues. But what Edge got on the phone, called Beth, and said,
He said he got my boys checking it out.
exactly.
I'm like,
I'm calling Devin and whoever the other one was. And
Daniel or something.
Yeah.
It were
Devin
two
and Daniel.
D's.
And Pat McAfee says, Devin, that why don't you just call the
That's
police?
what another great Pat McAfee was like, why you call them? You need to call the police.
Because this is the reason why this is number 4 on the people's lives being threatened.
Oh, he
Devin
don't
and
want the
Daniel-
police.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
wants it dealt with.
Yeah, Devin and Daniel got that thing on
Mm-hmm.
them. They got that he got the heater.
Now we need to see what happens next week on Friday, where where Seth Rollins comes with like a garbage bag around his back, and he's like, "Wait, what's in there? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what's in here."
Devin and Daniel got that piece.
Oh.
They about to clear out the whole thing.
Was that place supposed to be like in Canada?
It's in Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
That's house is in Tennessee.
I thought it was like, so wait, did Seth Rollins just go all the way to Canada just to chill? Okay.
Because that was in his documentary that was very about his comeback, which is very good and I highly recommend it.
I was curious if they were gonna have him like try and like attack Beth Phoenix.
I thought they were gonna do that, and I'm glad they did.
Nah.
Because that would have been just too.
Because I mean, Beth Phoenix is gonna defend herself, and realistically,
That was my thing too. Like,
Yeah.
Beth's got hands.
Beth, yeah, I don't know if this is gonna go well for Seth,
They about to just run up on Beth.
especially if she's in there with her children. You ain't,
Especially.
yeah, you ain't getting between the mother and her kids.
Exactly.
You gonna walk out of there if you're lucky.
Worse. Beth Phoenix probably got that job. and she
Yeah,
probably
it's
goes
called her
to-
right arm.
This is a whole. You go up in somebody's house. You trespassing in their house.
Shoot, they got the right of way all day.
Yeah. She ain't even serving no jail time. Oh, okay. Real quickly. Oh, and also, so he says, I'm calling Devin and Daniel. So did you hear who Devin and Daniel is?
Who?
Cash Wilder and Dax Hardwood. 'Cause
Oh,
they live,
that's
around where he lives at. And in that documentary that I just referenced, when the Edge is coming back, he called Dash Wilder. I forget which. I think that's
Cash Wheeler.
I think that's Cash Wheeler now.
yeah.
And so that's who helped train them, other than Beth.
Oh,
They're actually all like very good friends.
that's cool.
And so that was like a little shout out
To those two? That's cool.
Yeah, and it makes kind of sense. Of course, he calls them by their real name.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
nobody,
yeah.
I didn't catch.
catch it.
So
I thought it was just random Joe
I
Schmo
thought
names.
That was his people's who was down the street.
What's
and-
Christian's real name?
Jay.
Yeah, you should have said Jay.
Oh, that would have been.
That would be
great,
cool.
actually.
Yeah. And Chris Jericho, because isn't him and Chris Jericho friends too?
Yeah, but I don't think they all live. I think Devin and Daniel Mason because
They live,
like,
yeah.
they could get to each other.
Okay, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty
A
cool.
little shout out to FTR on WWE television that only Edge could get away with because I'm sure Edge.
'Cause that's
got in
Edge.
trouble. Yeah, he's Edge.
What's Vince gonna say? How dare you? I'll fire you on the spot.
Fire me. Watch me go over there. Let me go hang out with Jay.
Yeah. Let me go over to AEW where everyone else is going.
Exactly.
See what's going on. Oh my God! Don't get me started on Edge and AEW. You think he won't have a death match?
God, I hope not.
Yeah, I know. I hope he doesn't, but I mean, he could.
We
Edge
need
and,
to wrap this.
Edge and Christian AEW.
We need to wrap.
Yeah, we gotta.
Real quickly. I do have Sheamus's stats here.
Okay.
3-time WWE champion.
Oof.
1-time World Heavyweight champion.
Oh man.
3-time United States champion. 4-time Raw Tag Team champion. 1-time SmackDown Tag Team champion. King of the Ring, which I forgot about.
That's right. He was.
He did win the Money in the Bank in 2015. He was the 2012 Royal Rumble winner.
Yep.
So, and he has Slammy Awards.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, Sheamus is going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So, not Grand Slam champion yet,
No, he never won the Intercontinental
but
Championship.
he could get drafted
Yep,
over to SmackDown.
yep. I could see that happening too.
Yep. And he can fight Shinsuke and Rick
I can see that happening
Boogs.
too.
Yep.
I could see him beating Shinsuke for the
Yep.
Intercontinental Championship. Just so they can say he's a Grand Slam
And then he can fight Damian Priest at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
There you go.
That makes
There you go.
perfect sense.
There you go.
Well, now tomorrow,
We kind of ruined it, huh?
I'm kind of expecting to hear that Sheamus is being drafted to SmackDown.
Well, here's hoping.
Okay.
Listen, we've been doing so much WWE booking for them at this point.
Some good booking.
Some really
I'm
good
not
book
to pat
for
ourselves on
free.
the back. Yeah, I feel like we've done a pretty great job.
Dang, you speak of paying yourself a back. I was just thinking of, what's his name? Blackheart. Over at XT. No, what's his name? The bald dude. Ciampa, thank you. I don't think he's getting called up. I think he's stuck.
He doesn't want to be called.
No.
That's actually the reason why Gargano has been called up. He doesn't want it.
Yeah.
But there's nothing left for him to do in NXT. So
Wait for his
I
kid.
think you need to call him up. Actually, you do need to call up Gargano and Ciampa. I'm sorry, you have to because
As
NXT,
DIY?
You don't have to call them up together. You don't even got to put them on the same show. But I think one maybe goes to SmackDown, one goes to Raw.
To Raw.
And I think you have to do that because NXT 2.0 doesn't really fit them anymore.
No, because it's not.
a character-driven show, and they are wrestlers. They are NXT 1.0 people.
Yep.
So when NXT,
I mean, could you say the same for what's his name? For both Kyle O'Reilly and
Pete Dunne,
yeah.
yeah, I think you got to call him up too.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't really leave too much.
Actually,
for NXT 2.0.
Honestly, if I was WWE at this point, I'd probably just get rid of Kyle O'Reilly. At this point,
If you're gonna get rid of Bobby Fish, then maybe so.
you could probably keep Roderick Strong, but
Yeah, you keep.
I don't see them bringing up Kyle O'Reilly by himself.
You have to keep. Oh, you know who actually should get called up tomorrow? Walter.
Yep.
Walter should. He actually should be called up tomorrow.
Oh, I don't know about WWE Walter though.
Oh, he's good. They're not gonna use him.
No.
But there's nothing left for him to do other than just be on the main roster.
Yeah.
NXT 2.0.
He doesn't fit WWE. He's too basic.
He doesn't fit. He doesn't fit anywhere in WWE. He's very much.
He's
the guy.
very much the guy they don't want. He's a wrestler.
Yeah, he was
and
a
a-
European wrestler.
Yeah, very bare bones. He's a very revival wrestler.
Yeah.
Where he's just he's old school.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really work if you're by yourself.
I think they're gonna keep him around because if he doesn't work in WWE, he is definitely gonna go to AEW and do.
He's Steve Blackman.
He's gonna do. I don't know about that. He would do very well in AEW.
Yeah.
He's a fit for AEW more so than WWE. But
Could he keep his thing?
Yeah,
Because that's
public domain.
Yeah, that's public.
That's simply number 5 or something. Like
Yeah.
that. It's just, which I think is genius because
you can take that anywhere.
you can have that.
Ain't nobody's gonna use that but you.
I think that's always been his thing too. In fact,
Hey, he's good. He's covered.
he's covered.
And his ring gear is covered too, because that's basic ring gear.
Easy. I like his jacket. Very nice.
Oh, with the rose in it?
He has some rose.
I think so, doesn't he? Oh,
Oh,
wait.
It's just black and it has like white.
Oh, I'm thinking of Wade Barrett.
Oh my god.
He had the jacket with the rose in it. My
Yeah,
bad.
okay.
All right. Well, that was us.
Oh,
That
man,
was
we went super
cut to finish. Hey, listen.
We did not cut the finish.
We sure
went
didn't.
long.
Hey, listen. We about to cut the finish right now. That's what we about to do.
Yeah, we are. So, oh my god, and then the dog.
The dog wants us to cut the finish. All right, fine.
The sign.
We're getting okay. All right, the match went on too long. We're getting yelled at. We gotta go.
We gotta go. All right.
This is Dillon. That's Nick. That dog from down the street. And we'll see you next time.